We're going to have another lead us in this kind of discussion, so as we tag along. So,
Okay. We will start with autumn poems first, and go ahead and do Kayla's first. She's the first one that submitted hers.
I didn't get yours, Kayla.
I'm sending them all right now. All right, there we go.
Okay, everybody, please add your name to your poem. So whatever you're doing. Okay, so yeah, it would be very difficult for me to know who is who on my when I have a meeting document to gather me. So.
How do I make the writing smaller? I already forgot.
Wow, Esther is really good with the typography. Esther.
She needed technical stuff.
This is an artist, a visual artist. It's
How do you
really
make
good.
the word smaller on this? I don't remember.
Let's not forget to make the word smaller. First, to share that with everybody.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was just trying to
okay.
make, like you said, the name.
Okay, I see.
Put my name on it. Well, I guess everybody knows it's mine, so.
Okay, while you're doing that, why not move on the next one first? So,
Did everybody get mine?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, then we'll go on with that.
Autumn. Now the summer has faded, and the autumn has come. Green leaves on every tree are slowly turning yellow, brown, and orange. Pumpkins are ready to harvest, and husks of corn are ready to be shucked. As the adults watch children run through the mazes, they sit down, sipping a steaming hot mug of apple cider and a bowl of creamy, smooth, warm pumpkin soup. Talking about the changing season. I just saw that that's kind of a run-on sentence. The air turns slightly cooler, and the rain sprinkles down. As the daylight grows shorter, families start to get ready for the holiday of thanks. They bake pumpkin pies and stuffed turkeys with a side of cranberry sauce. Autumn is a time to give thanks and enjoy time with family and friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comment. Start with one. Okay. Naomi, go ahead.
I like. Where should I start? One thing I'd probably fix is what you were just doing is maybe separating it a little bit, just because it doesn't really look like a poem format, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm doing something here. Okay, so that's me doing it. Yeah.
Kayla, you did a really good job with this. I really like how you used a lot of this stuff in the fall time, and how you explained different things with eating and just the scenery. I like how you added family to this poem and the Thanksgiving. I kind of saw how you added in Thanksgiving and the time of the food that you eat during Thanksgiving and stuff. I think you did a great job with that. To me, it seems a little bit like a story. I don't know, like. I mean, it's. I guess there could be story poems, but
It's more like an essay rather than. Yeah.
Like more structured, but I kind of like it as a poem that way. Like I kind of like it. If it's,
okay.
I mean, obviously, it needs to get some things fixed poetically, but I don't really know how I could help with that.
Yeah.
But all together, Kayla, you did really good with this. I really like
Thank
this
you.
poem.
Okay, who is the next person? Elijah can't wait. Go ahead.
You can't wait.
Yeah.
Hey, pretty good. Yeah, I guess firstly, kind of what Naomi was planning on. Not that it's like a story, because that's not the right word to use, but it's not poetic enough. So you could make it poetic though. And this, I feel like this is something I say every time with you and Esther's poems, that it's just that this is just like a skeleton to something that can be a lot more can be fixed and put on it. Rather than it just being words down. It needs to be refined. But the ideas are really good, and what you said on it was good, and I can see it was heartfelt, and what was said goes perfectly, obviously, with autumn time. But it needs to be a poem. This is almost like, this is kind of like if you're just writing down almost on notes what your thoughts on poems, on what's your thought, not poems, what your thought on autumn was. But it's not really, it's not poeticized enough. But other than that, it's really good, and I like the things that you said in it, and it was creative. Definitely representative of autumn and those things. So.
I agree. I think it's looking like read like essay, present the tune like essay. The inner way is like a little essay. It's a beautiful essay, okay, Kila? But it's not a poem. To me, it's not a poem. I will not read this article or this writing thinking it's a poem, so if I read something. But it'd be wonderful in journal, in articles, want to talk about all that, so. Poem has its unique characteristics, have a unique trait. So when you're writing poems, you have to learn to respect the basic requirements of poems. If you write an essay, I will respect. I'm not going to write a poem said, hey, that's my essay, right? So no one confuse that. So there are two distinct ways of literature or writing style, so we just need to be pay attention to it. Now, if that means you did a bad job with writing autumn or your English writing, quite the opposite, you did a wonderful job. But in terms of writing poem, you might need to learn more reading and thinking about how to writing poems. It takes different efforts, take a different way to express yourself. The same imageries, the same thoughts will present in a poetic form more distinctly different than essay. Am I making sense to Kayla? So now you're a good writer. Don't ever miss that point. Okay, so yeah. This other things, mostly the seasonal things. I do think there are some grammars you might want to writing things learn to be succinct. Okay, succinct express the thing. It's take a lot, even lifelong experience to polish your English like that. Polish expressions that is more than English thing. It's just thinking. How we express yourself. You can see when I'm talking, I'm word verbose because I try to make up my lack of English. I talk in Chinese, we're succinct. Because my Chinese is. I don't feel the need to make it up for what I think are deficient in terms of English. But in that way, you have to learn that's lifelong experience, mastery of a language, to do with how you think about things as well. So now there is a first sentence there as a problem in a sense. The summer is capitalized, but the autumn is what? Not capitalized. Autumn is capitalized. The first sentence. Look at that. Okay. Now the summer has faded. Autumn has come. I'm not to try to pick on you, but talking about this kind of things. That's one point. Last time I required you guys to do review before you submit it to I told you to do to review it, do it, so we don't, in this session, continue to correct your mispronunciations, grammar mistakes, or spelling mistakes, okay? This is the class you need to get over with that, gradually apply some standard to yourself so we can have more productive discussion time, rather than we spend time to correct everybody's grammar, everybody's spelling things. But you submit your homework, that's a basic requirement you need to do is do a review, okay? Do something. And in the future, in this as requirements, is telling you, Noah, give very solid scores in your grading system. If somebody doing that, give them a heavy punishment for that, okay? So that grading system. I want you guys to see it's more than this, you did a good job. I want you to really look at the things, able to edit it with carefulness. Am I right? So you already done a good job. It's a matter of spend another 5 minutes to look at it, get it right. Am I right? So why you can't do that? You spend an hour or 2 hours to write something you're really proud of, but 5 minutes saying you're not able to do it is self-discipline thing, So now, with the class is a place where you're training yourself, elevate yourself, gradually improve your writings, right? So you go to society, you're going to write a love letter. I don't think people read your love letter for grammar mistake. Just talking, right? The person will feel loved. Why you don't do that? Because you pay a lot of attention. As much as the love letter is full of thought, full of emotion, full of attention, right, in the language. But if you don't write, there are times we can appreciate it, we get to each other. But the first few letters you write each other as boy and girlfriend, you just were casual with it. That means you have a very casual attitude with our relationships. That's how I'm going to read it. We don't do that, right? We want to say, if I get engaged writing a love letter to begin to courtship or develop relation in that level, I want to pay attention that let my intention be firmly known. Now, second, you write a resume or application. I'm a manager in a company. I'm going to see how you give me your resume. Am I your resume treated me like your high school boy, girl companions. Said I had cracked your grammar, try to figure out what you just said. You know what? I don't think you're interested in the job. Okay? I don't care how talented, how much diploma, you're just not serious with the job. I don't want you to be unserious with your attitudes. It's attitude beside everything. So here I am. I'm your friend, teacher of grammar, but above all, I'm a teacher of your way of life. The way you engage this class, engage relationships, how you treat things matter to me, right? So I'm not commanding you that I had to do homework. I'm just talking about if you do homework, you spend so much time. By the way, took his time when a simple poem is not too much ask, right? So, is that too much a burden? Or you enjoy doing it, so if you enjoy doing it, hopefully after 3 months' time, we can gradually not talk about the grammar anymore. Not talking about the spelling error anymore. We can talk about the real art for using words, using expressions. We have no struggle with whether we should write an essay or a poem in those things. Right? You graduate to a different level. That's how you learn. So learn all required, apply a higher standard in a gradual time, and review yourself where you came from. When you came from point A, now you reach point B, you can look back and say, oh my God, I was there in point A, so now I'm in this place. How much progress I made, right? So, and then think about, okay, now I'm in point A. I look upon the C, D, those excellency or better ways is not far for me to get there, right? So I want to make a greater effort and motivate myself. And I have a great confidence to get there, right? So now let me finish the conversation here. If you continue look around, you continue battling, struggle with things, can I get to point B? Can I get to point B? Can I get to point B? You think about, can you be able to fellowship and interact and involved with people already in point A, point D, they're already far ahead of you, right? So you that's a lot of time spent the same time, same energy, same thing, but you almost like never really improve yourself. And so that's my point, So in a sense, in life, it's like that. You learn one thing, you want to set a higher standard for the next thing. How you get there, you have to have a sincere evaluation of yourself where you are and not be intimidated by it, then but make a solid effort to get the next level. And so that's my point. You guys have making seriously bonds with the last the essay or the poems is really beautiful. Okay, really impressed. I was impressed by every one of you. Okay, your poems. But this set of poems, I read it. I'm a little bit disappointed. It's like we're casual. The standard begin to show low. Okay, it's like suddenly downgraded. So understand you might be busy, distracted, but you might want to think about, can this be a trend or this one-time deal, right? So making sense to you. So yeah, continue to put your heart into it. If you like poems, put your heart in it. Do something right, So Naomi, I'm making sense to you. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. Comment. Noah, you sum it up. So I'm gonna have a 3-person comment each person's code, so we have more time to finish it.
So, yeah, when we were discussing grammar stuff, it reminded me a little bit, this is kind of a short thing to share with everybody. I actually took a writing class in college where just one of my writing classes actually was like 245, so it's fairly advanced. But the first thing that she wanted all of us to do before we started that class was to download a tool called Grammarly. Like that's the first thing she wants every student to do.
Yeah.
And the only thing that shows, also as shared by her, reason for us wanting to download it is that even people in college still have problems with grammar.
Yeah.
Not because it's a super difficult thing, but because they carry that attitude all the way into higher education.
Yeah.
Of not caring about the way that they write.
Yeah. Like me, I'm still continuing making grammar mistakes. But
So,
English, my second language, I have excuse.
That makes a few points I want to mention is you can't expect grammar to be something that will improve by itself without you having to putting any effort to it. Some people may be gifted or exceptional because they've read a lot or whatever and not having to work super hard on getting their grammar developed or to a good place. But some people really need to, it doesn't mean that they're dumb or anything, it just means that they need to focus on this aspect of writing and improve it. You have to make a conscious effort to do it. So like that's what I'm saying with those college students, they obviously didn't make a conscious effort, and this teacher has a lot of experience seeing that plenty of college students never got to that place. So again, that's just you can, if you want, you can definitely use that tool to see if it can help you brush up, because it doesn't just fix your mistakes without you knowing. It shows what needs to be fixed and what would better be placed for a specific word, or if you have something capitalized.
I think it actually connects with Google Docs. It's on.
Yeah.
I just got it.
Yeah, so if you want something that is helpful,
learn it.
Yeah.
The second thing I want to emphasize the context. Write a poem is not like any other thing. Poems is a very specific art form, required. You careful with every word you put into almost. So if you continue to make a mistake in poem writing, I can't imagine when you're writing other things.
That's why it's even more dangerous in poem writing, is because grammatical, like stepping off of the path of correct grammar, is actually something people do quite often in poetry. But they always have an intention when they do that. So if we look at Kayla's here and we see that summer is not capitalized but autumn is, then if we didn't know that Kayla was just a beginner, she's learning to write poetry, but this was like written by a very good poet, then we try to figure out why would she capitalize autumn and not summer. Does that mean that autumn has some superiority to summer as a season, or like what does it mean? Kayla doesn't have a meaning.
Let me say straightforward with you guys. If this is a college boy, I'm the professor. I want them to read on. I'm done. Go back, change it, come back to me. Why? Because I don't want that to be my problem. To correct those basic things, they should be able to correct it themselves. There are burden you want to teach. There are things you want to impart. But the things you don't want to waste your time with. They're
And that
able to
actually,
handle it. Yeah,
that would
go
be
ahead.
a really nice
Yeah.
professor. Most professors would just take points from you instantly. They wouldn't even give you a chance to.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Then do you want a mediocre
Congrats.
student?
Yeah.
Have a mediocre professor to deal with you? Because what are you thinking about you doing? You spend your same time, the same energy, or you want to learn the better way. So here's a student's mindset. I don't like my professor because it's too picky on me. Well, your mother, your father will be very picky on you. I wish you have got mother or father will say to you, go back, correct that, then come back to me. You want that kind of father, mother, and don't think they're doing you a disservice, am I right? By correcting you that. Your mother, father let you go on that. They're not good educators. They're not interested in educating you in certain ways. So it's seems small, but it's not small because it requires the starting attitudes of learning things. They set as a standard too low for you. Now, on the other side, like the professor or your mother, father able to do that, they know who you are. They know your potentials. They respect you. They honor you. They inspire you. They pushes you. They pressures you, if you will, if they cannot pull you up, so that you can get in a better place. Now, what kind of parents or teachers you want? That's a challenge. In American popular culture, which is we try to depart and even exercise criticism in practical ways, is the first part, give you let it go, is good teachers, nice, kind. But hey, your youth is wasted. You 5 years go to school, let's say you 15 to 20 years, you grow up, you don't know math, don't know grammar, you don't know anything. I heard certain days people go to finish college, the corporation don't want them to work because what? They literally have no interest in taking care of detailed things. And those attitudes carried over in college years. That is unthinkable in American life 5 centuries ago, many generations. Unthinkable when I grew up. We don't waste our opportunity. We don't waste the resources afforded us, a privilege like it to you, unless you don't treasure those things. Am I making sense to you? Okay, I'm gonna come back to the topic. Benjamin, do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Yeah. Any comments at this point? Okay. Everybody's quiet. I understand it's a serious topic, but it's a necessary and good topic. Okay, so go ahead. Comments.
Yeah, as for the content, I think it is enjoyable too, because in many ways I see this as like kind of a almost intentionally like a young child's perspective of autumn, because it's very experiential. So not in a bad way. Like soulish usually sounds like a has a negative connotation, but this seems to be like a very like the enjoyment that the soul has with
the season,
the aspects of the season, which I think is good, because in many ways it's not something that I think is degrading about the poem. I think the enjoyable thing about the poem is that it is written almost I don't know, like from just like a child's perspective. That's kind of the feeling that I get.
I think Kayla are you still a child? We should call you a young lady, huh? Not a child anymore, right? So, but the perspective is beautiful. So yeah.
So I don't have much more to share. I don't think. I will actually say just a pretty important grammar thing here that just needs to be fixed. When you say families, you're putting an apostrophe as if a family owns something, but you want to make it plural. So that would be FAMILELIES. Yeah. There you go. All right.
Okay,
So-
how you? Let me ask some questions. It seems awkward, but because we continue to struggle with grammar for a long time, as today. Okay, am I? As far as I know, everybody have grammar problems, spelling problems. Am I? Right? Tell me, is that right? No. Huh?
Yeah.
Do you want to continue to do that? Somebody has to stop to that, right? So today's a stop. Okay, last time I tell you guys, instruct you guys, don't make grammar mistakes. So that's why I'm picking on you. Okay, evidently didn't take it to heart.
And we,
Yeah.
I will
Go
say
ahead.
too that
Yeah.
grammar mistakes are sometimes, it depends on the degree to which they are found within a work
Yeah.
and the degree of the grammar mistake itself, but they're pretty much inevitable.
Yes.
Even in my own works, that
Yes.
you can find some grammar mistakes.
Yes.
But if we continue to see like an abundance of really obvious things,
Yeah.
then we're going to be discernible about that.
Yeah.
If there are a few grammar mistakes, that's okay, but you need to be really diligent now to point them out.
What I'm trying to pick on you because evidently you didn't do what I require you to do. That's what I'm saying. Right? So.
So from this
Move on,
day
next.
forward, just a last note, if you can add to your regimen of after finishing something, having a deliberate several minutes that you thoroughly examine your work after you finished it, before you submit it to anybody, okay? Thoroughly examine the work, and second thing, get Grammarly if you want extra help.
Yep, I already got it. I'm signing into it right
All
now.
of you.
It's free, right?
Yeah, it's free.
Yeah.
All right, who else wrote about autumn?
Two others.
Okay, Esther can go next.
Did you crack your grammar?
We'll see.
Scare her. Yeah. Now she's scared.
Okay, well. Let's see. Gremlin.
Autumn.
Yeah.
Autumn. Oh.
So I'm trying to get Grammarly, but they won't actually let me
Mm.
without having to pay.
I had.
Oh,
There's
that's
free
okay.
version. It's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Never mind. Thank you.
You have to pay about
You don't have to.
$10 every month or something.
No, you don't.
Free.
No?
Not for the free version. You
Just
just
have
I'm
to.
talking the paid version. So yeah. Read loud.
I rewrote this like another time after I'd finished my first one, so
You shouldn't say that. You should just read it.
just like
Mm.
autumn. Falling leaves from autumn trees, crunching leaves is such a tease. The crisp breeze, of which seems at ease, it only seeks to seize.
Hmm.
But
That's
there's
great.
no time to waste, for with the winter days come apace, with a thick waste of white paste. We must not fall short of the arms.
Some intense rhyming.
Wow. That is really good. What do you think, Kayla? The play word is really good, huh? The what is it called? The last
Rhyming.
word rhyming. Now, what a thick waist means?
You mean a thick
Like a-
waist, like a waistline, or someone's actual waist?
I didn't know how to spell it.
Because you spelled someone's actual waist.
That's what it
Thick
changed
waist.
it to.
So Autumn has a thick waist
Yeah,
And wait.
after
no, that's
this.
what,
Ah.
that's what it's trying to change it to.
Ah, I see. I really like this one. I think it's really good. Yeah. A thick one, waist. Okay. Okay. A thick waist of what? Well, that's interesting.
Like, I mean, white. First
The
Thick,
thick,
come now.
a thick. That's repetition of the word, am I right?
Yeah.
There's no time to waste.
Because I was meaning like different
Mm,
ways of the word,
mm.
but I don't know which way we spell. Okay.
Okay.
Wow, man.
What do you try to express there? With the
Like
thick,
What?
thick,
Like, yeah, but like, what does that mean?
thick. I
It's
think.
snow.
So it's not
White
so
paste.
Paste?
A thick wipe.
That threw me off.
I think I'll like it.
Yeah, like wipe away, wipe with.
That is so funny.
Thick wipe of white
What is
face.
what's funny?
With a thick wipe of white face.
We're going for weight.
That's very interesting. That is an interesting word. Okay, you can make fun of us, but we are poets. We're going to think about the words. Okay.
You could say something like, for the winter days come with haste.
It's a continuous fall.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think.
Yeah, wipe.
Coating the canvas of the land with white paste. As if like the land could be painting and the white paste is the snow that comes upon the land.
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay, how much you give this one?
Well, I had graded it because she wrote a completely different poem.
Oh, she did.
Yeah, and it was.
So she changed
It
everything.
needed help.
Oh.
So
Somebody helped you with this one?
This one, she
Okay.
rewrote the whole thing, and I haven't graded the new poem.
Okay,
because it was
how much you
poem.
want to give her grade at this point?
Well, I was thinking probably. I don't know. I'll let you decide between 7.5 and 8.
Well, I think she did a good job. For me, I'm gonna give her at least 8 to 9.
Yeah,
so
I'll give her 8.
yeah.
I do
Huh?
like this
What?
one better than the other.
Yeah. For her age.
Yeah.
If it's no, it's 5. Less than 5. That's with age, you know. So I fully agree. Yours more than I think he graded yours 8, right? I agree with that. So.
All right.
Are you weird out already? He seems to still have suffered the illness a little bit, huh? The cold, yeah.
Oh yeah, my
Wear
nose
you
is
out a little bit.
My nose is a
Okay,
little runny,
okay.
so.
Yeah. There's some paper, you know,
Yeah, I just
in my
went to the bathroom.
in my room. So go ahead. I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
Read it again. Read loud.
Someone else want to read it?
Yeah, you read it.
Someone else? Excuse me. Okay. Are we gonna change that part right now? The waist.
Yeah, let know what judges that. Go ahead. Yeah.
Read it.
Okay. Read it slow so we can follow up.
Falling leaves from autumn trees. Crunching leaves is such a tease. The crisp breeze, of which seems at ease, yet it only seeks disease. But there is no time to waste, for the winter days come with haste. With a thick waste of white paste, we must not fall short of the autumn taste.
Wow, this is like a little bit Shakespearean kind of style. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, I like this one. But there is no time to waste, for the winter days come with a haste. That's a good one to me. So. You're not impressed? Okay, let's kill a comment on Elijah's.
Really liked it. I don't understand the part where it says with a thick waist of white paste.
Yeah, we have not figured that out yet.
Yeah,
So,
I don't understand what that meant, but that's
yeah.
it's good besides that.
She gonna find a right word, alright?
Yeah.
Yeah. Someday.
Trying to rhyme.
Okay, try to rhyme.
Very late.
And that's
But
where you
other
went
than
to.
That's the problem with
You
writing.
can't do
It
that
still
with
has to make
writing,
sense, you
that's-
know.
What else?
Other than that,
Other than that, yeah. Well, just the layout. I'm gonna give you at least 1 extra grade for that. So I like the formatting thing. So okay.
Well, no, maybe I'll work around my format because I didn't know you liked that.
I mean, like his. Look at jump all together. Look at that every time. So okay. Your comment? Anybody comment?
I thought we were doing 3 people.
3 people. So the next person you.
And with everything else that I said, I agree with. And
Jamie.
I like the rhyming. I think it goes all together. And I like your format too. Like and
It's very fall.
yeah, it
I don't
does.
know how to.
It does really remind me of. It does.
I wonder why.
Pretty good. Okay, let's move on to the next one.
Benji.
Benji looks like he has the longest poem.
Oh
20
wow,
hours long.
20 hours long?
20 hours.
Oh wow, that is a long one. Oh, this one is also like essay. I remember now. So. Yeah, but the first one submitted is at Benji. I read it. I said I better give this one to Noah. I read this like an essay. I better give to you. This is busy the time, so for you to help to change or whatever comment. So. Are you guys cold? Are you cold? Are you cold?
Oh, no, I'm fine.
Okay, go ahead. Now who can comment on this one?
We didn't read it yet.
Oh yeah, read it. So.
Okay. That bad, huh?
Mhm.
I'm just kidding. The season of autumn. Autumn, the transition from summer to
We like it being bad, so we can make fun of you. So.
when the crimson and golden hues start to cover the trees, the temperature is slowly starting to drop as the days begin to shorten, and the richly colored leaves cover the walkways throughout every city. The little swallow and its young start their journey south, indicating that autumn has arrived. Many things begin to be harvested in the fields nearby, like squashes, corn, and many other fresh foods. Autumn, also well known as fall, the season of harvest. They season together and give thanks to the Lord for his provision.
Told you, it's like essay. Okay, comment. We're gonna start with Elijah. The good friends is a friend that can pick on you. So,
Okay.
so literally picking on you. So.
Give it to me.
So I'm rereading them. So.
Okay. Do you see sentences in this poem? I thought the poems have sentences, a paragraph, whatever. So I don't see anything.
This one, unlike most of yours, this one kind of has that same kind of like Caleb's, kind of like not poetic enough.
Yeah.
Kind of theme.
Let's just be loud. It's not a poem. It's an essay.
So yeah, you really want to make sure you're not like, it's kind of like you don't want to like, say you chopped up what is fall, and it gives you description. You don't want it to be a description. You want it to be like, you don't want.
Who says that?
I don't know.
That must be you
That must be
talking.
me talking.
Talking as something recorded and translated for you.
So yeah, but other than that, if that was just taken away, this would be perfectly fine. It's just like you would just have to take that aspect of it away, and it would be better. But other than that, it's pretty good. I mean, yeah.
Are you sure?
Thank you.
It's pretty good. You sure?
Yeah, if
Okay.
that aspect of it was fixed, it would be good. It is good.
Yeah.
It would be better.
Any suggestion how to improve?
Well, a thing that really helps poems is rhyming. It makes it a poem. It makes it different than just a description. That's why freestyle poems might seem easier, but they're not.
They're not, huh?
And rhyming with poems isn't easy either, because some people just find words and they rhyme and they sound good, but does it actually make sense? So it's both hard, and that's why you can't just write a poem easy. And
Well, let's look at this sentence. See if we can do a better job. Everyone narrow down the many things begin to be harvested in the fields nearby, like squashes, corn, and many other fresh foods.
so you could say,
Just things.
No.
Yeah,
Just like
like a mini fresh food, right? Begin to be
food.
harvested in the field nearby, like squashes, corn, etc.
So you could say like the time has
I mean,
come.
down. So many thing, the many fresh food that.
I don't
little
think
bit-
many would be a good word. for this.
Yeah.
I think you could say like the time has come.
Mm-hmm.
I
Hmm.
don't know. I'm not good at just coming up with random things
No,
randomly
it's
because I have a hard time doing it myself. So
Yeah.
it just you can't give it like you're describing something. You have to make it different.
Mm-hmm. Are you guys not open to discuss improvised writings? Please don't be shy, because if I have writing now, I'm gonna want you to tell me exactly what the best way to approach it. I think I will appreciate that, So now you guys holding back will make me more awkward to really learn from you, am I? So, but I want you to tell me exactly what you think, to emphasize constructive criticism rather than beating down, am I? So, I want my poem, if I want to write a poem, I want somebody to tell me really what they think, and then I can learn from it, am I? So, and finalize it, so I can have a good poem come out, am I? So, yeah. So, to I think that sentence out, that sentence, Benji, is a classic example of what not poem language should be like. Okay, so that literally is everyday conversation, right? Essay language, am I? So,
But yeah, like
yeah.
but the thing is, when you do stuff like this, all it does is just teach you more how to do it better.
Yes.
So don't take
Yes.
it as
Yes.
none of this. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
no one's criticizing you because they want to be mean.
Mm-hmm.
And when there's not really any harsh criticism, it's just
Mhm.
kind of helping.
Mhm.
But it'll help you do better, and once you
Mm.
write more and more poems, you get better and better at it. So
Thank you so much, Elijah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm.
potential.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I'm not super good at it either. I'm just
You're not?
no.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's very good.
Mhm.
Those are my comments.
Okay. Anybody else want to comment? Me and Elijah always a step forward. So now Noah's turn. So. Trouble.
Yeah, I think just to expound a little bit on things that have been mentioned about poems we've already covered today, and your poem about needing more of a poetic feel. I noticed that because I've written this before myself.
You did? Autumn?
I wrote, actually, yeah, about autumn too, in what was not a poem, but what I called poetic prose, which means that you're writing an essay, but you're writing it poetically.
Yes.
Yeah, I've done something like that.
So I think this would be closer to that, because you're kind of making general, somewhat observational and creative statements about a theme, but it's not in like super poetic form. And what I think goes or is closer to poetic form is poetry is actually very related to music. You guys know that?
Yeah.
Like music.
Yeah.
Music has a rhythm. It actually has an actual rhythm.
Right.
Even freestyle poetry, which does not have like a strict rhythm, still has a rhythm. You read it and it's even written on the paper in such a way that you read it with a rhythm sometimes. And if you don't notice that aspect in your own poem, then you probably can expect us to give some comments about it not having poetic form. It needs to have that poetic form. So I know, because this is all stuff we're still learning, but there are many different things you have to recognize in your poetry, not just being creativity and grammar and all these different things, but it goes to form. There's so many things that you have to make sure that you are developing to make it a well-rounded poem. And from my experience, at least, I've noticed that I even kind of noticed the same thing with music. When I'm playing something, I don't have to make sure these certain aspects of the song I'm playing follow so it can be considered good music. I have something very intuitive in me that if it sounds right, it is right. That's all I have to think. And that's not because I'm some exceptionally gifted person that has this magical music power. It's because I've, first of all, listened to a lot of music. I listen to a lot of music and practice a lot too. So those two things are very important. Practicing, which is what you guys are doing, is very important. But what I don't think you guys are doing as much, not something you have to do, but something that I have and will continue to highly recommend, is to read more. Especially more poetry when it comes to poetry.
You read more?
No, I thought I was about to say read it out loud.
Read loud.
That's
Yeah,
recommended
read
too,
loud.
but I'm talking about reading. That will help you
Poetry.
to figure out if it has that rhythm that poetry needs. If you read it out loud,
There is
that's something
a
else I recommend.
poet, modern poet, not old poet, so called Frost. What is that? Robert Frost.
Yeah.
His poems rhyme very good. You might want to get a book like a Robert Frost collection. Read his poem a little bit. So Robert Frost. That's a poem.
No, this is Noah's.
That's a Yaksay.
His essay.
I think so.
Okay. On what?
Ottoman.
Autumn. Okay, you want us to read that?
That's up to you.
Yeah, go ahead, read it. So, yeah. Finish. Is that making sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. You guys young, just started learning writing literature in art forms, so those are necessary entry level of discussion. You have to get used to it, So it started 5 years down the road, there will be no need for this kind of discussion at all. So you rather tell us how to write a poem, right? So lucky Elijah. What's wrong with me? Go ahead. I want to hear that essay.
Oh, sorry, I just got.
Next time we might thinking about contemplation and time. Who wrote Contemplation?
Me and Naomi.
Wow,
probably-
you guys
Wait, next
sophisticated
time?
people.
Like next
Okay,
week?
we can do this. Okay, finish the essay. How long the essay? Think about it.
Do we want to finish poems?
Okay,
Or
send that essay to us. I want to read it. So okay, Naomi, why not you go ahead with your contemplation? Okay, we're gonna pick on you guys. Okay, from this point on, we're gonna pick on you guys, give you a hard time, to beat you up a little bit. So until the day I said, you know what? I'm a poor Chinese guy. I don't know anything about English. Look at all these people, wonderful English writers. Am I right? We can send to you. Yeah. Okay.
Huh? Yeah.
Really good.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, contemplation. Time of reflection. Finding oneself, purpose, and connection. Asking whys, asking hows. Maybe not understanding all the nows. Joining the dots while unbinding all the knots. Our mind is but a compartment full of memories, ideas, and thoughts. Profound meditation unveils sincerity. A devoted heart and committed soul is how we find our true identity, to make us whole and attain our life's legacy.
Wow, I'm impressed. I tell you. So, Naomi is good with words and have beautiful thoughts.
So,
Yeah,
Give you a good grade.
very good.
Privilege.
Yeah, it's really good. Am I? Elijah, that's very good, huh?
Pretty good.
Compared to yours, what do you think?
It's a lot better than mine.
Okay,
No one's gonna know.
that's what I want to hear.
That's what we like to hear.
No, criticize it first. You write the same themes. You must know the difficulty of it. So,
this is kind of a hard problem.
who choose the topic? Contemplation. Okay, good.
So you want me to comment?
Yeah. Let me ask question before we head on your comments. So here are your thoughts. When you choose the topic, why you choose the topic? For what purpose you choose the topic? Because you're thinking about it already.
Yeah, a little bit.
Contemplation.
But I don't know. I just think I like I guess I wanted to do it because I think a lot, maybe too much. But like, and I kind of like the poem about dreams as well, because I like things related to the mind and imagination. I just
The
thought it was
thought
interesting.
process. Certain people are good, more abstract the ideas. I can see, Kayla and not merely your age. I'm talking about the tendency of your language that you're good at writing, describing things. So different than merely writing a poem or things like this. You can be a wonderful essay writer. So yeah, because you're pay so much good attention to details and beautiful expression accordingly. Go ahead.
But yeah, I think it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It just
Anything impresses you here?
yeah, a lot of it does. I didn't really understand like finding oneself, one person's connection, asking whys, asking hows. Maybe not understanding all the nows. What is that?
Understanding all the
Nows.
like
Mm-hmm.
what's going on now in your life, what's going on, the nows.
I don't know. I just never heard that word used that way.
Hmm.
I mean, it's. I didn't say it's wrong. I just haven't heard it used that way before.
Actually,
I think it's kind of cool though.
I think so.
But I don't really have much to say about it. I think it's pretty good.
So all the knots and the thoughts rhyme together, Naomi? Is that what you intend to do?
Joining the dots while unbinding all the knots.
That's crazy. That is beautiful.
Thanks.
That's really beautiful.
What you did though,
Yeah.
is you went. Our mind is full. Our mind is but a compartment, full of memories, ideas, and thoughts. You went off rhyming.
What do you mean?
Do you?
I didn't. Mine's with knots.
Knots and thoughts.
Knots.
But you already.
It's perfectly fine.
Dots, knots.
Oh, I thought dots.
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Oh,
That's
never
where
mind.
it becomes
So yeah, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know how much to say.
Okay.
A little bit shorter than I wanted it to be, but
I like short poems.
I like
don't
shorter
long
poems as
poems.
well. This is great.
okay, I want to hear your comments.
Well, I understood it really well, and
You do?
it's probably one of my favorite of your poems.
Well,
Yeah, I think you did really good.
why?
The form is good. The rhyming screams. The rhyming scream.
Your rhyming screen.
Hey.
And the meaning and the way you tied in everything together is really expressive and well done. And I think
Give example.
So no crits? You're done good.
You done well.
Hey.
You done nice.
Can I?
You're not okay.
What she said? Go ahead. Finish your thoughts. So we're gonna have Esther criticize it.
Well.
Criticize.
Criticization is not really how to see bad things. It's good and bad. It's a way of saying something. Go ahead, commenting on it basically.
Am I going now or waiting for Noah?
I'm not sure.
No,
Noah,
it's
what's Noah down? That's it. Okay.
I'm done too.
No way.
Are you holding that silver?
I think you did a very good job. And I like how you rhymed
Best.
stuff.
Mm.
Don't really have any rights.
Yeah, Naomi, excellent. I like it very much. Let's see the greeting you had. Oh, nice. Noah's
I was
pretty
like,
good.
whoa.
Yeah, that's pretty good one. Yeah. If for me, I'm gonna give you 9.5.
Wow.
So it's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. with Elijah's mind is thinking about it, jumbled together.
I thought you haven't even read mine.
I know, but this is Leah. I'm going to give you 2 points lower. Joking with you.
I didn't do that though. When I first put it on there, it was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
it wasn't like
with you.
this.
I'm joking with you.
Google Docs always ruins my format. I don't know how to use the formats very well.
Okay.
So I try though.
Something to learn, right?
All right, so we're on mine now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Contemplation. Quietness and quietness more, I sat in deep conception, staring on, in my eyes in mirror reflection. Smoke. Smoke from that burning coal, as the train carries on, as the tracks roll. Journeying on, destination close at hand. Unbeknownst to me, that destination is where I stand.
Wow. That is impressive, actually. Yeah. Can I read a little bit? I try to understand this. Quietness and can I change it?
Yeah, I'll change the format. I really don't
okay.
know how it got so changed.
Okay. Quietness more. I sat deep in conception, staring on and on. Oh man, I'm sorry, doing something. While I'm doing it, I can't do it. So, and my eyes staring on, and my eyes in mirror reflection. Oh, that's interesting. I think we should give it the second sentence there. Smoke from the burning coal. I think that is wrong spelling. Am I right? COEL. Am I right? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then train carries on. Okay. Somebody is doing something. Don't edit. Anybody? Let me edit it right now. So. Okay. And the train carries on. Okay. As the tracks roll. Okay. Smoke from the burning coal, and the train carries on as the tracks roll. Journeying on, destination in a hand. Unbeknownst to me, that should like that. So sorry.
I actually did do that, and then Google Docs changed it back to capital.
Huh.
So like I didn't.
That's because you start a new sentence in there. So then destination where I stand. Am I right? So. Journey on, destination close at hand. Unbeknownst to me, that destination is where I stand. Wow, I like the rhyming, the repetition. That's very, very unique there. Okay, I like it. So, Kila, you want to comment on it a little bit? So.
Sorry to say this, but I really don't understand most of it.
Okay.
I mean, like, I don't think I understand a little bit of it, but
okay. Let's
yeah, you might want to ask somebody who understands what it means.
Let me try. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Right.
Okay. So the first sentence, quietness, quiet more. I said in conception. In conception means try to form a thoughts out. Trying to through a process come to some conclusion, some understanding. Stare my eyes in mirror reflection, basically thinking about the object. His contemplation is no other than himself. Right? Is that no?
Yeah,
no,
kind of like an experience of
Yeah.
just sitting and thinking,
Yeah,
looking at yourself.
look
in the
at
mirror.
yourself. Reflection.
Not
in
really
the
being
mirror.
about myself though.
Yeah.
Just like that's the kind of scenario I'm
Yeah.
in. To kind of give like a
Yeah.
visual of this around.
Yeah, we visualize what inside taking place, and right, reflecting on your own self. So, smoke from the burning coal as the train carries on the track road. That's talking about his thinking while he's staring.
Train of thought.
train of thoughts, exactly. Train of thoughts. So
Okay, now I understand it.
then it's not that it's don't have destination and getting nowhere as some people daydreaming will do. In this case, because contemplation or has its purpose, its conception, its conclusion. That is when the journey ended up in yourself, another renewed understanding who yourself is.
But yeah, what I was trying to say is journey on, destination close hand, and not knee. Destination's where it stands is what I'm saying. Kind of like the saying, the journey is the destination.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying, because there's no destination when you're thinking.
Yes.
You're thinking, there's no stopping point. There's
Yes.
just, you're thinking about something, and one thought leads to another. So there's no destination.
Yeah.
It's always
That's
going.
we're good. We're philosophical.
So yeah, that's what I was meaning by that.
Good job. Hey, that's good job. You guys did some serious good job with contemplation. You have contemplated on contemplation. So- Good job, good job. Yeah. Well, they're older than us. Huh? So we're not supposed to beat up. Yeah. You know, that's a good point. In the future, we might want to do 2 age groups, right? So 3 of us belong one age group, and 2 of them belong another age group. So we apply different standards. That was not explicit today, but intuitively, that was indicated in my readings. So I can't expect you to write a poem like this as today, but I do expect you 3 or 4 years down the road, you were able to do that. Am I? So, okay. Comment?
I think it's pretty good. I don't really like the word conception very much. I don't imagine someone sitting
Certain conception.
conception
Yeah,
phase.
that's a little awkward in a sense. Do you know the word conception
Conception
means?
is not a verb. I mean,
You know what conception the word means? You talk about criticize or use big
Yeah,
words.
because conception is like
That's big
sitting and
words.
thinking.
the most well-known use for conception having any action is someone becoming pregnant. That's what conception means. Concept is, I think, what you're trying to point.
But conception is
No, it's not necessarily all that.
No, of course it's not
Yeah,
all that.
when-
But
when-
it's when it's related to an action. Conception, the word conception, that is the general
Okay, let's check it out.
understanding.
Check it out. Huh? It's basically start forming some lives is coming to conception. Understand? But it's,
I always thought of
Conception does also mean
no, it's-
concept. Basically.
I didn't have to.
It's-
I didn't even
it's
bother looking it
actually-
up because I honestly thought conception was like thinking.
It has that meaning.
Let's look at it. Actually, it's a good one. The second meaning of this. The first one is the action of conceiving a child when a child being conceived. Okay, so the second one of equal importance. The forming or devising a plan or ideas.
See,
Good
that
one.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And that's what I meant.
The time between the product conception and its launch. So conceive something, so I think it's...
So yeah, it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Maybe it's a little awkward for the other meaning, which I had no idea existed.
It does
like-
make sense, but it has an allusion to something else.
Right.
Yeah, you're
I
right.
could be wrong. I'm not used to word being used that way, but that doesn't mean that it's wrong. Just because I'm not used to it. So
Exactly.
Yeah, I had.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. Yeah.
Exactly. I like it.
That's a lot of different uses that.
But that's a big word.
Conception, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's a big word.
Mm-hmm.
You can always use a big word.
And then another thing I was going to point out is usually when you repeat a word, there's either a lot of it, or I guess I could say, or it has a very special meaning in the poem. And the second thing that you repeat twice is smoke, and I don't see, as it is repeated, what significance it has in the poem. Because when Emmanuel even covered this part, he was talking about train of thought and how that continues. But what is the actual significance of smoke as a symbolic
Yeah, I guess
thing in
smoke.
your poem?
Smoke could be.
That's a very good one. I
from
didn't
the train
think
of
about
thought,
it.
it could be the coals burning and the smoke fuming from it, and it could be representative of the fuming ideas and thoughts coming from the action of the coals burning and the tracks rolling. But I didn't. That's it. All kind of has representative. Pretty much every word in the poem does.
Means it's a full forcing ahead in the sense of train.
The thing with poems is that you can say representative things, but this is the best part of it when you're asking the person what it is, because in a poem you can't describe everything.
Yeah.
You can't just sit and describe everything that you mean in it. It takes.
Yes.
That's why you have to either ask the person or think about it. And I'm not perfect at doing things, so there are things that I may have done wrong, but like.
No, I don't think it's wrong. It's just wrong with the inspiration, right? Wrong with the language sensitivity. That's actually a beautiful way. This is exactly the way how poem is supposed to be composed. In this.
Yeah, and just because I'm pointing stuff out doesn't mean I see
I know.
it wrong. I'm just trying to understand it.
Yeah.
And then I also share my understanding of, because you shared a different understanding than I had of. To Elijah, he shared his understanding of that destination being where he stood, referring to the fact that there is no destination or something like that. But
the journey is a destination.
Yeah, I almost saw it as a reference to his train of thought leading to
a concluded place.
A place of far too much complexity, and he came to realize that the answer that he was looking for was in front of his face the whole time.
Yeah, so like the wrong in the mind, not just the.
Yeah, that's not what I meant by. I wasn't not like I'm trying to find something.
Okay.
Because there's not somewhere I'm even trying to lead. It's just I am going somewhere. It's just I'm not trying to get anywhere. And then I realized that where I'm going.
But you're originally not trying to get anywhere?
Well, no, because
that's exactly what your poem says.
Yeah, your poem
destination close at hand.
That's why I said, unbeknownst to me, that the destination is where I stand. Because
unbeknownst to you, that's what you're saying. Unbeknownst to you, there is no destination.
I know, because in that time, it's
simmer down.
In that time, it's like
you see,
it is unbeknownst to me in that time.
It's always when you write a poem or something, you claim ownership to it, right? So the poem this often is a very healthy phenomenon. I know what I'm talking about. The poem. The poem said, as the reader said, "Oh no, I don't think that was I read means." So in a sense, you have to understand, learn being a poet, great poet, is because poems have ambiguity, and poetry also invoke things that's similar to others, whereas the invocation of that thinking or impression may be quite departure from yours. That's the power of poetry, is invoke something you don't necessarily what it invoked. To you is very dear and accurate, but poetry language, as you just said, is a fluid. You don't know exactly what you're getting at. With that ambiguity and the fluid will of express yourself and the poetic invocations, inspire others in different way of thinking things. So they might read your poem, concluded what you think you're talking about in a totally different way. Now this is a very, very interesting phenomenon in appreciating poems. They literally create a theory about this. Okay, there is a certain poetry intended to explore or rather emphasize on this ambiguity. So the certain poems actually is to try to speak things not in clear terms, not with set meanings, but because the poetic language invoke others, whatever is there, and then you apply your own interpretation to it. Okay, so the interpretation of the poem, here's to say, if you're a poet, the interpretation of the poem, once you wrote it, it does not belong to you anymore. If you write an essay, try to make an argument, so this is what I mean. Or make a budget and say, this is what I want my number to be like. Then you can own the conclusion. You don't want to be misunderstood. However, poetry as an art form, as a way to convey to your audience, as encourage others to thinking things in creative and poetic ways. There lies the departure of the poetry what invoking others is individually to them, subject to them, and right? So subject to them, not objected to what you want to convey, because that's not the power of poetry. Certain poetry can be done like stories, but certain poetry like this one, it's not necessarily intended to convey a concrete idea or a meaning. I'm so sorry, I use a little academic language here, but so there's no use to defend or argue about what I'm standing there.
Yeah.
Rather, okay, that's great. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what you think my poem can do, Yeah. So that's a healthy discussion there. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
But your poetry, I agree with Noah.
Yeah.
The conception means you're getting somewhere. The formation of plan, formation of idea. So you're reflecting before the mirror, whatever you started. Started with the point. You journey on like a train running the track, right? You said you're getting somewhere. Basically, that's your whole poetry since you have a starting point, talking about the in between, the journeying process, and then ended somewhere. It's a journey itself that you need to be. If you want to express that in the whole, you need to apply some more expression there, more emphasis there. But to the ones using words here, that is where I stand. Where you're standing. You're standing before the mirror. You're not standing on the train. So you understand my point. That's where you started. So your mind running, but your standing is where you are, in the sense of the one in the mirror. That's how I can read this thing. I started staring myself in the mirror, started running my mind. I suddenly come back to some senses and I'm still here standing in the mirror facing myself, so that's how I can read this poem. I'm making sense to you, so yeah. I think your criticism is right. So.
I didn't think it was wrong. Just
had
something to say about it.
Esther, do you have any comments? Especially comments on two of them argue each other.
It's nothing new.
No.
Yeah. I don't really have anything else to add. Really. I think
you like the
very
poetry?
Well
Okay. Yeah. Okay. What do you think? What do you read? What do you gain from this poetry? This poem, sorry.
Well, I don't know, really what I gain, but.
Do you do contemplation yourself? Do you think about things sometimes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I like Naomi's. Naomi's is like a homework to one of the not sermon, but a message your dad shared, am I?
Oh, really?
The now, am I? So the nows, the why, the how. Oh, forgot what the past and future hold, but I'm living in the now, and the whys, the hows. It does really helps getting anywhere unless I apply it to where I now what I'm doing, am I making sense? So it's a very beautiful way to think about the powerful self-reflection or contemplation, which is true. So or meditation, so that's powerful. That's if you too delegate there, that's something we're encouraging. So I want to tell you guys, you can really think about the writing, okay? Writing more poetry, whatever. So do you do other writings besides poetry? Journaling?
Maybe don't lean back.
You scared of her already, so yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
I used to do journaling
Uh-huh.
myself, but Didn't really stay up with it. And I wanted to continue doing it, but just kind of haven't really gotten to it.
Okay.
I enjoyed it though. Like it's something that I kind of wish I kept doing. Maybe I should get back into.
Anybody doing your own writing beside this writing lessons? Kayla, you write your journals. What else you write?
Journal a lot.
Journal a lot. Okay. Your journals are private journals. Nobody can look at it. Do you share Dad or Mom sometimes?
Sometimes.
Sometimes some thoughts, some stories. Okay.
Certain ones.
Okay. When you have some good things to share, give me a piece. Okay, I can look at it. Are you writing handwriting or journaling on handwriting? Okay. I like to read something. Noah, what do you do? Do you do writing these days?
I'm not much writing now.
Give it up. You give it up. Everything is so tragic.
Just taking a
Okay. Now, I mean, what do you bother your writing? Besides writing homeworks, do you guys have a writing class going on?
Elijah and I do this other.
Yeah, that's for school.
Oh.
It has us write essays and like
Write essays,
smaller 300 word
essays.
stuff,
Okay.
like journaling.
Who's commenting on your essays? Not like.
My mom.
I haven't done any essays on the thing yet. This year.
Okay.
No.
I-
You don't,
I don't necessarily do a lot of writing. I've been learning to type though on the computer. That kind of stuff.
It's nothing.
Writing as in, he doesn't mean like writing with a pen on a paper. He means like
it's like
actually.
essay stuff or
Oh.
poems and journaling.
Not really, other than the stuff we do here.
You have language. Oh, you guys have real good language talents, skills. So.
Well, I haven't been doing anything else besides writing your book for you.
Right. Oh, I started already.
A little bit, tiny bit.
Kidding me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be doing a lot of writing.
Did you sign that first author, Emmanuel?
No, I haven't published the book yet.
Esther?
I do a little bit of writing in my school.
In school, no journaling, I think. Okay. No. Writing, when you're young, you might want to, every day take a little bit of time, 10 to 15 minutes, just to write a simple note, sample, sentence down, so don't have the journey, just have one idea, thinking about it, write it out, so, and don't have to do a lot of writing, just 10 to 15 minutes. As you begin to do that, gradually, a year later, 2 years later, you found your writing skills substantially increased, right? Substantially changed. Make it sense to you? So, yeah. So, like a thoughts the moment, thoughts of the day, something of that nature, right? So, I mean, every day there must be something interest you or something inspire you or something make you sad or happy. Whatever, then there is some intense moment, there's something maybe even grieved you or troubles you, but you can't on it out, but you think about, I'm going to spend 15 minutes thinking about it, figure my own life out, what the joy, what the high and lows, and I want to express it as you begin to articulate these things, more in terms of English language, it would be better, but more as a discipline of the mind. You don't let things continue in ambiguity, continue not able to form your thoughts or contextualize the things, then you can engage with more concrete discussions, fellowship with others, and hey, Mom, I think yesterday finally I spent some time reflecting on things. Here what I think. I wanted you to have some input, to share your opinion or counsel on these things, something of that nature. So, do you have suggestions? Do you have impressions? So, what have you? That's a starting point for more than just you from a week and this fluid way of life to a point have a starting point. Said, hey, you can engage some very solid and meaningful discussion with others. So I would like to have you guys to engage with conversation with me. Then if you engage conversation like that, let me elaborate a little bit. And your fellowship with others changed. With your fellowship has changed, your friendship changed. your friendship changed. So I usually drag along a little bit. We used to watch movie together. Your dad, John, some of us. We walk over the way of movie. We always just spend a little bit of time thinking, hey, what that movie means to you? What the Lord is speaking? What is that? What inspired you? What do you think about it? So it's so exciting to come in the movie together, to see how things getting transpired. So. Now, with that, I want Noah to bless us. What I'm trying to do here is to inspire your mind, inspire your creativity, and also inspire you to self-improve yourself, or discipline yourself. Am I making sense to you guys? Yeah. Okay. Naomi, you pray for us, and Noah come through for us.
Yes, Lord, I just thank you for this time, Lord, that we, Lord, can all spend together, Lord, fellowshipping, Lord, and just expressing our, Lord, thoughts through our writings, Lord. I thank you for this time with Emmanuel. Lord, I thank you for his heart. Lord, it is such a blessing to have him here to teach us. Lord, I thank you, Lord, just for his love towards us. Lord, I thank you for Noah, Lord, and for his love, Lord, towards us through teaching us. Lord, I thank you for just the way you are moving through your people. Lord, I pray that we would continue to seek you and, Lord, seek out your will in each day, Lord, in everything we do. Lord, I pray that you would bless each one here in Jesus' name.
You guys are beautiful young people. We can ask better group of young people than you are. So whatever life carries you, the up, the lows, the sorrows, all continue to guard your heart, and mind cherish the things in your heart, and continue to forge pure and good relationships. Okay, continue to learn to be a help and to be helped. So to love and be loved is a fluid and it's a progress. Am I? It's journeying. The destiny is the true journey. So that's a good one. So, yeah. Go ahead.
Lord, we do bless you, Father, and thank you for one another, Lord, and for the way that you use people in each one of our lives, Lord, those even often we do not expect, Lord, to teach us, or even to discipline us. And Lord, we do thank you for this set apart time that we have to learn with one another, Lord, learn how to learn with one another. Lord, I do pray that we would have that joy that comes, Lord, through maturity, Lord, when we face even our own mistakes, Lord, not to accept a mistake in the sense that we remain ignorant to it, Lord, or think that there is nothing, Lord, we simply don't want it to affect us any longer, Lord, but that the joy would come, Lord, with those mistakes and the chance that we have, the opportunity that we have from you to learn from them, Lord, to improve ourselves with them, Lord, to know that they were even ordained by you to do so, Father. Lord, and this be joyful and give thanks, Lord, in difficult times, Lord, whether they be great or small. So, Lord, I pray that we would, each one of us, learn this life lesson, Lord, that we would practice it in life, Lord, and with one another. I pray these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Jesus' name. Thank you, Guy, for your time.